All right, hello, EM aficionados. So, um, I got a little bit of a different video here, kind of a maintenance video. This is something I wanted to document because this is something that comes up, occasionally with use of your microscope. So we actually had recently a planned process chilled water outage, and so the microscopes, had to go down for a few days. And so I'm on the PFIB here, bringing the PFIB back up right now, and um, I've got beams and everything on. But one thing you can look down here is I'm not reading any current or specimen current. Okay, for ion beam or right, so we can see, just so you can see this, right? Let me turn on the electron beam. Now the screen looks a little weird because of the way I'm doing the screen capture. So just ignore that. It's not going to look this way when you're actually using this. Okay. But you can see like these are completely dead. So actually if I move over to, okay, this is a Faraday cup right here. If I mag in on this, okay, I should be reading something here, and I'm not, right? I should be reading nominally 0.1 nanoamps. Let me change this to something higher, right? Just to make it even more emphatic. Sorry, let me get over yeah, when you do the crossover alignment, you want to try to be over something solid. Okay, so there's the crossover spot. I can adjust the zoom. I want to do a video also about finding like when you can't find the beam in your dual beam as well. I'm going to do that eventually, but that's one of the things you can do is look at the crossover spot. But anyways, you can see, right, we have plenty of signal and yet we're reading nothing here, okay? So what I'm going to do to resolve this, so there's kind of, I guess, what's the word? Escalating um, things you can do, okay, when you can't, when you have something like this, okay? So one thing we could do, turn off the beam here. We could try just stopping and starting the UI. Okay, so up here you can see this is the server in its collapsed state. If I double click on that green, was it one click or two? 2 clicks, okay? You see the server in the expanded window here, okay? And so you can just stop the UI and then start it again. If you just close it here and open it again, that will also do the same thing. So we could do that. But what I'm going to do actually is um, a little bit more escalated than that. So what I'm going to do is actually a full system reboot from standby. Okay. And so we don't have to actually enter service mode to do this. We can do this, I believe, in just the normal user level account, but we'll see here. So anyways, to do this, right? So first thing we need to do is stop the UI. So before we do that, let's make sure our beams are off. The stage is not homed right now. When we do the full reboot, it's gonna force us to home the stage anyway. So you could home it now, but it won't really matter because it's going to force us to rehome it again. So I'm just going to leave this. But yeah, we want to make sure both our beams are off, which they are. You could just hit the sleep button, obviously. So I just did that just to make sure. Okay, and then I'm going to click Stop UI. Okay, now UI is stopped. So now what I'm going to do is actually stop the microscope. So what this means is it's going to go through the list of all these, what they call bricks, and it's going to turn these from green to black, okay? It's going to go through the whole color spectrum here. So I'm going to go ahead and click stop. And this will take a couple minutes to do. So you see this, it's running through this really fast, which is good, which means that the computer itself is probably not gummed up too much. So if you find like your computer is, running kind of slow, it's probably a good idea to do this as well, to do a full reboot from standby, what we call it here. Okay, so I'm gonna close this here. I don't know why that came up, but okay, so we're stopped. Okay, so now we could just restart the microscope from here. But what I'm gonna do, and again, like that's the next level up in terms of, an escalated like restarting, right? Is we start and then stop the microscope. But what I'm also going to do is put the microscope in standby. And then we're going to do a reboot of the PC. Okay. All right. So I'm going to click standby here. It's going to give us this. PEG stays on. Vacuum state not changed. You want to continue? Yes. Okay. And then it says server state stopped. UI stopped. We'll wait for these to go black. I think these are going to go black. Or they may not. All right. We'll go ahead and continue. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just close this. Now we need to actually stop the server. So if you right click in the system tray, exit server. Yes, do you want to exit? You do. Okay, and so now we're going to shut down the PC. Okay, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to click shut down. And we're going to wait for this to run. Hopefully this won't hang on us. Okay. Okay, so now on the front of your microscope console, there is a little switch that says operate standby. So it's it's a bicolored button. It's green on the left and orange on the right. Okay, so it's in standby mode right now. So the orange side is lit up. Okay, so we're gonna push that button to put it in operate mode. Okay, and then it's gonna turn from orange to green. Okay, so I just pushed it. And I'm gonna give that just a few seconds, and then I'm going to reboot the microscope PC itself. Okay, so I just hit the power button. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to work here with the screen sharing because I rebooted the PC. So we'll have another having a little adventure here, okay, to see how this works. Okay, so what it's doing right now, you can't see this. I probably won't be able to get it on here until the all right, actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop the share for right now. Okay. And I'm going to unplug. Let's see. Is it just still doing share? Okay. No, it is. Oh, perfect. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. So we got the logon screen. Great. So you can click user and your password should also be user. I think just all lowercase. Yes, it is. All right. And so we have our screen back. And I'm going to give this a minute. The next thing we need to do is open up the server window. Okay. So my experience with this is that if we tried to open the server window now, it's just going to hang for a little while. It'll boot up eventually, but I'm going to give this like a minute or two here before I actually do that. And so again, hopefully, when we get done with this, our current monitors work correctly. Okay, that was why we did this, was to see if we could knock those loose and get those working again. Okay, but you could do this for all sorts of reasons, right? If you're having any number of problems, this is one of the things that they're probably going to have you do if you call service, right? Is they're going to have you do a system reboot, okay, first, before they send out like a technician, right? Because obviously, if it can be resolved just by doing a system reboot, well, that's preferable, obviously, than having to do a service visit. So this is still giving all right, let's go ahead and boot this up. I'm gonna double left click on here. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I waited long enough so it didn't hang. All right, so then we're just gonna click start, and it's gonna boot up all these bricks. All right, we're going through yellow and now we're going green. Yeah, I'm gonna try to start doing this when I do, maintenance on the tools. I'm gonna try to start recording it because, there's actually a lot of interest in this, like seeing how, different things get done. So, I'm happy to do that. People are getting something out of it. So, all right, we should be close here. It should automatically, see this says auto run UI check, so it's gonna boot up the UI automatically. There's our information about our system. There's your serial number. There's your software information, your machine type. We'll load the last navcam photo that you had. Now we're going to log back into supervisor. I believe the password is also supervisor with capital S. Yep. Okay. Wouldn't it be cruel if these still didn't work? If they didn't, then, that's okay. We got what we wanted to get. All right. So we're going to hide this. Okay, so now here's where I said it was going to force us to do a homing. So let's click home stage, and then we can actually unpause this and just make sure it's working. So actually we had a bunch of stage problems. Well, actually for a while, I forget how long it was, a couple weeks it was down because the stage wouldn't home. So we got that resolved. So we're going to give it a little exercise here. While this is happening as well, see we still have beams on. But what we can do also is we can do home SEM apertures. And then we can also do home FIB apertures. Okay, so it finished the stage homing. Oops, couldn't select. Hold on, let me try that again. Oh, this may be nothing, I'm not sure. Okay, anyways, we homed the apertures, and so that is the full system reboot. Well, let's see. So I'm a little concerned here. It's still not giving us readings here for the currents. We hit wake up here. Okay, so now it's starting to give us something there for the ion current. Okay, so that's reading something there. All right, so yes, so it looks like we got the ion current back. So now the question is, did we get the, okay, and we got the specimen current back. Perfect. So let's go over to the, here, let me push F5 here. So right here, this is the Faraday cup on the multi-purpose. Okay, so there's the hole right there. So now if we mag in on this, okay, yeah, we should be reading about this in terms of specimen current, and we are. All right, so we fixed the problem. Got our specimen current monitors back. So mission accomplished. All right, so that's the video. Just wanted to show how to do a full system reboot from standby on your Helios FIB. And of course, this is a PFIB CXe. I imagine the process is very similar for other types of systems. Another helpful thing here. So I gave that splash screen when it booted up the UI, but if you want to see that, just go to Help and then About, and it'll give you the same information here. Okay, so your microscope version, your platform, UI, the serial number, and the model of your instrument as well. Okay, they're probably going to ask you for this if you call service, right? Well, they're going to ask for the serial too, but they may ask for this other information as well. So, okay, all right. So, hope everything's going well for you, and again, looking forward to putting out some more videos here shortly. Okay, thanks everybody.